Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larson. Welcome back to another episode of Secret MLM Hacks Radio. I'm outside just kind of enjoying the day right now, and today I want to talk to you guys how to launch. I'm going to teach you guys how to launch an MLM product. If you're like me, you know MLM is an amazing opportunity to grow a real asset for yourself. But you also see that there's huge issues starting to emerge. Like, why haven't big MLMs let tactics change in over 30 years? Or why have they been cutting commissions smaller and smaller? Or even, how dumb is it that old MLM rules say you'll get in trouble when you use the internet to grow your team? These are some of the blaring questions we all face today. This podcast will show you how real MLMers like us are waging war on the old dying methods. And we aren't cheating by only bugging uninterested family and friends. Follow this podcast while I expose the shocking methods I'm using to build my 10,000 person downline and get people begging to join my team daily. Here's to the new tactics without all those old, rusty MLM shackles. My name is Steve Larson, and welcome to Secret MLM Hacks Radio. What's up, guys? I'm actually really excited for this episode. Some research and time has gone into planning and putting this together here. First of all, I want to just bring attention to and help you think about how Hollywood launches a movie. Now think about this with me for a moment. All right, so there's some really cool movies that are coming out soon, and I love going to movie theaters. I love the experience. I love when you walk in, the light is a little bit dim, which makes us kind of dilate the pupils a little bit more. They do that in restaurants also. There's a lot to it, okay? The way the ambience of everything. I'm actually a theme park junkie as well. I'm not gonna lie, I love Disney. I'm that guy that would totally go on rides by myself. Because I love the experience of it. I love when you actually get into a ride, and before you're even on a ride, they start pre-framing you for this big buildup when you're on this ride. Okay, and it's all about, anyway, what does that have to do with what you're talking about? Okay, think about this with me for just a moment here. The way Hollywood launches a movie is very much with the same kind of methods. There's anticipation, there's buildup. Like a year before, you're gonna see a very simple, very easy, there's gonna be a very, very easy, I don't know, sometimes it's less than a minute preview, like a year out. They probably don't even have the movie done, right? They're saying, hey, here's when it's coming out, and sometimes it'll just be the title. Like I remember one of the most recent Star Wars movies, it was like a year ahead of time. All it did was play like their music, just a little stinger, and then they did the title, and then it said the date that it was coming out in a year, and the crowd went ballistic. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. There was no story. It didn't say anything. It was like a year out, and it was literally just showing the logo with like, you know, it's got like the Star Wars music. Now I want you to think about this for a moment on why this is such a powerful and impactful thing. What happens 6 months later? Okay, let's say it's 6 months out that the time that the actual movie is gonna come out. What usually happens? They release now a little bit of story, usually about the protagonist, okay? And it is about, I don't know, maybe it's like a minute long, and they tell a little bit of background, right? And they add a little bit of conflict in, okay? None of us like conflict, but do you imagine how boring life would be if there wasn't any, right? Like we do want a little bit of drama in our lives, whether or not you're willing to admit it. I mean, if everything was easy breezy 24/7, there was no challenges, no trials, nothing in our life, the salt of life would, you know, be a little bit gone. Now, we don't always want that stuff in our life, but we do crave that a little bit, okay? Now think about this with me for a moment, right? 3 months comes out. 3 months, there's another show that's gonna be coming out here soon. 3 months, and what do? They release another preview, right? And it's all, every single preview up until then has been saying like a specific date, or at least season if it's like a year out. It's coming out on this day at this time, this day at this time, this day at this time. And every single preview that they're dropping in is citing and is saying that specific time. There's a lawnmower back there that's pretty loud. Come back over here. I'm at some baseball diamonds. This is near our house over here. Now this is very, very key to understand. Okay, so they build up pressure and they build up pressure and they build up pressure, and all till the specific day. Then they'll start releasing, pre-bought tickets, and they'll start releasing, specific experiences that you can have for that actual movie. Now, when the day of the actual movie comes up, right, there's a huge amount of pressure that's built on a specific day and time. like boom, right? Lots of pressure on a specific day and time. And what happens as a society, right? Even if you're not like a huge moviegoer, there's a big percentage of people who know they've been educated on what the movie is, what it's kind of going to be about. There's open loops like crazy, so there's a lot of curiosity, and everyone's like, I gotta go on that day, right? And before that comes up as well, they'll have all these people. That lawnmower is driving me nuts, guys. I'm so sorry. I did not know that they were there. Anyway, what happens though is they're gonna go and they're gonna get these actors to go and hang out on all these night shows, right? They're gonna go on Jimmy Fallon's show, they're gonna go on the Tonight Show, they're gonna go on Today's Show, they're gonna go on, right? They're gonna go on all these shows, and what's happening is they're building up pressure for this thing. And at the end of each of those shows, they're like, make sure you go see the show, coming out this day, back to you guys, right? And these little tiny snippets. Anyways, if you look at what's happening, they're orchestrating this incredible event, okay? Not at a certain location, not at one spot, but they're orchestrating an event. They're orchestrating noise. And that's what campaigns are. They're building a campaign. Now, all this pressure gets built up and it pushes towards a specific day, and then bam, box office weekend happens. And they make so much money on that initial weekend that the movie's open that there's usually not that much more money, right? I mean, there's a lot of money, but nothing like that huge initial burst, right? Boom! That huge initial burst pays for the cruise, pays for all the stuff. That initial burst is what, and then they just live on a lot of the cash flow that's going to come from it the remainder of the life of that film, okay? That's big, okay? Now, this is not a new concept, obviously, but think about that. Most brand new products where there's a lot of buzz around things, they all kind of follow along that same pattern. Let's go back 200 years ago, okay? P.T. Barnum, one of my favorite guys ever. P.T. Barnum was he was an advertiser who was very famous. He influenced breakfast, no joke. Like the reason we drink orange juice, he invented orange juice. That was not a thing. The way a lot of basketball is done today. He's one of the most influential advertisers. That he was born. I think it was late 1800s or mid 1800s. He died 1950. Anyway, yeah, awesome guy, cool guy. I'm thinking of Albert Lasker. P.T. Barnum lived a while ago. It's even before that. Well, P.T. Barnum, y'all seen that movie, The Greatest Showman, right? That movie is largely made up. When he was doing a circus, that was his retirement project, man. Like that was not he wasn't doing that to take care of his young family. Hollywood completely made that up. He was retired. Most of P.T. Barnum's career was done around these museums that he was doing. I'm trying to get away from that lawnmower over there. This is freaking annoying. Sorry about that. Well, P.T. Barnum, he was the first guy to bring an elephant to America. So he made a huge deal around that. He was the first guy, I believe, to put an advertisement on a car. No, that was Claude Hopkins. Anyway, so these guys lived these incredible lives, and they all understood the same principle of building up pressure. And stick with me, because this is very, very powerful on the way that you choose to launch things in MLM as well, okay? And I know this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't do well in MLM, because they don't know what I'm talking about right here. One of the things, when P.T. Barnum first brought an elephant to America, he wanted to make a big deal about it, okay? He wanted to make a huge deal about it, and so what he did was, one of his houses, he's rich, he's the second millionaire in America, one of his houses was right next to the train tracks, okay? And there was this train, super busy train, that led into New York, and he lived right on the outskirts of New York. So one of his houses right on the outskirts of New York, crazy busy train, always bringing in brand new people. So when he brought this elephant to America, what he did was he decided to plow his fields with an elephant right next to the train tracks. The funny thing is though that they were not plowing anything. They were fake plowing. They didn't plant anything there. But he continued to plow his field with an elephant next to that incredibly busy train track until over 60 reporters showed up. And they all captured the story, and his reporters ran the story all over the place. And once he felt he had got enough buzz around him and his museum, then he finally stopped fake plowing his field with an elephant and he sold the elephant, okay? but that got a huge boost in his revenue for his museum that he had, okay? And he went and he kept doing this over and over and over again. And every single time he would go and start selling something brand new. Give me a moment here. This is freaking nuts. All right, sorry about that. This is a big lesson, and I'm trying to help you understand it. And I know this is one of the reasons why people don't buy a lot of times from MLMers when you really do have a great product. Okay, it's because you don't understand the principle of a campaign. And so every time P.T. Barnum would have this new product, he would create a campaign around the product. Albert Lasker would do the exact same thing. And P.T. Barnum is famous for another one he did around a fake mermaid that was caught off the coast of Fiji, and he created this whole ruse. I'm not here to say whether or not that was good or bad, but the principle behind it is that whenever you have a product, you need to create a campaign. Imagine what it would be like if you first heard about a movie, a Hollywood movie. The Hollywood movie, they go and they spend $100 million putting together a 2-hour presentation or movie. They go and the first time you hear about it is the day it goes to the movie theater. Imagine how successful that would be. Not very successful, but most MLMers do that with their own MLM's product. What I'm trying to help you understand here is that you need to behave like a brand new MLM coming onto the market. You need to build anticipation. You got to build a campaign. You need to build all this stuff so that build all this pressure. That's all a campaign is. It's orchestrated noise. It's orchestrated pressure. Okay, that's all you're doing. So what you're gonna go do is behave like a brand new MLM. But Steven, my MLM's not brand new. Yeah, but to all the people that you go talk to about it, it might be new. There's tons of MLMs out there I don't know about, all right? Tons, and I'm in this space with you. You see what I'm saying? And even if I do know about it, that's okay. You're still building up noise and pressure and anticipation around the fact that there is this amazing thing coming out, and you, for a limited window of time, box office weekend, can go participate in this great experience. Okay? It's not enough to have a great product. It's not enough to always let something be available. Take it off the market or say it's only available at this certain price and discount at this certain time. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're behaving like a brand new company entering the marketplace, creating buzz, creating a campaign on a specific date, specific time for a certain amount of time, certain window, and then take it off, okay? And I'm not saying to stop selling the product, but I'm saying for new people that you're gonna go acquire, there's nothing wrong with opening up the window and saying, hey, the promo is only available for this amount of time. You can still buy it, but the promo is only available here. What do most MLMs do to their own distributors? Hey, there's a new flavor coming out. Hey, there's something brand new with the way hey, but it's only for this time, but it's only for this time. And this is a skill set that most MLMs know really, really well. And you're the distribution channel. They actually call you a distributor, right? You're the one that goes and buys it. And what I need you to understand with this, and the point of this episode, is that you can step back and say, oh my gosh, I've never behaved like a company entering the marketplace. I've never behaved like a brand new business who now has a piece of this, right? You're technically a new company, but you don't enter the marketplace like a brand new company, right? You got to build up the pressure around that and then turn around and say, hey, only available for this time. Remember what P.T. Barnum did with his elephant. He found something shocking. Your product is shocking. He put it in front of distribution. That's the second thing he did, okay? He put it in front of distribution, a train, right? You can build your own distribution channels, but it is way faster to just hook into distribution that already exists. So then go find your train and start putting it out there and keep doing it until you feel like you've generated enough buzz around the thing that you sell, okay? This is big, and it's one of the reasons why most people, again, they don't have any success with this stuff, is because they've never taken the time to sit back and actually orchestrate a campaign. They don't behave like Hollywood releasing a movie. Please behave like Hollywood releasing a movie, and what you'll find is this insane amount of power that will come in your pocket because most people don't know how to do that one skill set, okay? A campaign is nothing more than orchestrated noise towards a specific date. That's all it is, all right? Facebook campaigns, that's not a campaign, okay? Facebook is destroying the term campaign. They're killing it, okay? A campaign is not an ad. It can be part of a campaign, but it's not a campaign. right? It's like saying a tire is a car. It's like, no, a tire is part of a car, but it's not the car. Same thing with Facebook ads, okay? Paid advertising is not the only way to get traffic. In fact, it's one of the weakest forms of it until a certain point, and then it becomes very powerful. But for a while, like, don't even worry about it, okay? You can think about the guys, old school guys like P.T. Barnum, right? Claude Hopkins, Albert Lasker, these old school marketers that changed the way we do a lot of stuff now. They didn't have all that tech. How did they generate noise? They were pros at creating buzz around a certain date and time with a certain message. Well, you've likely been given a script or message from your MLM. You probably have an awesome offer because your product's amazing. The reason why most don't get paid in MLM though for a while is because they don't know how to create campaigns. A pressure date, right? So what I would do is I would interview somebody in your MLM and say, hey, go interview lots of people, and then tell everybody that all the interviews are going to be released on a certain date and time. And then what do you sell on the back of it? Your product. Spike in sales, right? Spike in sales, spike in sales. That's the whole point of this episode, guys, is to help you guys understand why you need to behave like a new company entering the marketplace. Like, do it like every quarter or every month or every however often you choose to do it. But that's usually where I will tell you my personal business expenses. That's usually, those spikes in sales is usually what covers my business expenses for quite some time, and then I live off of the cash flow, okay? This is a general business principle, not just like MLM, okay? Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please take a screenshot of this and tag me on social media and tell me why you like it. That's some gold nuggets right there. And just want to say thanks for being a part of the show here. I know it's unique. I know I'm causing a lot of wakes inside of the MLM space, but it's on purpose. See you guys. Oh, because I have campaigns. Probably the biggest question I get is, Steve, how are you using the internet for your personal MLM today? To be clear, I am, but it's how that matters, and it's how that you're probably interested in. Facebook doesn't easily let you drive ads to MLM, and most MLMs won't even let you say their name on the internet, which is stupid. And yes, despite those and other forces, I am using the internet to grow my personal downline and sell products. MLM is changing, and you're probably feeling that, right? It's why I created a little mini course and a bundle to show you how I'm doing this all today. It's called The MLM Funnel, and you can get it at themlmfunnel.com. I'm doing this because you might not know where to start in all of this, and secondly, because there's a cool new book by Russell Brunson called Network Marketing Secrets that I want you to go get. He's a cool guy, so I'm talking about this book a lot lately. I'm also going to give you a little bribe so you go get the book through my link. How evil of me. When you go to themlmfunnel.com and get Russell's new book, Network Marketing Secrets, I'm going to give you my pre-built recruiting funnel template, the Hack MLM Downline Onboarding course, which is how I auto-train my downline when they join my team. Also a discount ticket to my next event called OfferMind so that you can learn to outvalue your upline and downline. If you want all this for free, just go to themlmfunnel.com now and get a crash course and the pre-built funnel templates that I'm using with my own downline now. Again, just go to themlmfunnel.com and buy Russell Brunson's new book there, and I'll send you all those bonuses for free.